Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Book and Sip after that long hiatus. It's Drea's fault.
What I do? I was ready.
She got sick.
I was not. I had one or 2 days of feeling icky, but I could have pushed through. I would have pushed through
She
for
could have.
y'all.
She could have pushed through. I didn't want. You should have heard her voice.
You know, I feel like you were being discriminatory against the ill. I'm sure there's some kind of law against that.
And then I was being lazy because I had homework that I procrastinated on for like 2 weeks.
Okay, listen, ma'am. We can't be doing that. We have
It's my last class before summer. I could
we
take
have
the whole fall.
examples. We have examples to make,
No.
and we have goals to accomplish. We can't be procrastinating on our goals.
I'm almost done. I still have a 97 in the class.
They just give anybody any grade.
Hurtful. Hurtful. My
Let me talk to your
assignments are
professor. Hold her.
amazing.
If this is your standard, hold her here. This is where we need you
My
to hold
assignments are amazing.
her. Okay.
And it's a fun class, except for these last parts that are boring because it's about budgeting. And
Oh
I ain't
yeah.
good at that in real life.
You need to talk to Lizzie.
I do. I do. Because that budget section, I'm like, just buy some books, okay? And go
She's
away.
actually doing that right now, and she's like,
Oh gosh.
yeah. So in real life, that's what it's like. So
See, and it
you
is.
talk
It's,
to
it's,
Lizzie.
it's stressing me out. It's stressing me out. Okay, guys, book and sip.
That's
I'm having
us.
I'm having hot coffee right now. As you know, I like my hot
Look,
coffee. And then we
oh,
have this weird person over here.
I have a gallon. I have
A
a
full
gallon
serving.
of iced coffee.
See. Okay, so it has been a while. We read the whole book. This book, Ken, in case you don't remember, it's a novel. It's in the Oprah's book club. It seems like an Oprah's book club book. I'm not gonna lie. You know Oprah's type. Okay, you've seen her movies. It is just like that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So focus on the lifelong bond between two best friends, Vernice and Annie, growing up motherless in rural Louisiana. The story explores themes of Southern Black culture, female friendship, abandonment, and class as the women take different paths into college and adulthood. One seeking their mother, one going to college. Now, I will say both the stories are very unique.
Very.
All right. What do we think of Vernice?
Um, I like Bernice. She was most relatable to me, for
Okay.
me. I like that although she really didn't know where she was going, she had a vision that she wanted something better for her life, and that was her idea to get it.
Yes.
So she went to college and she just rode the wave. I liked it.
And see, um, I was most related to Annie.
Okay.
Yes, the second I turned 18, I was like, I'm out of here. I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life, but I'm gonna go to Dallas and do something.
Do
And
something.
I was all over the place. I was all over the place.
I will tell you, Annie bothered me because of her. She let her obsession of someone else override her obsession with herself. I think
Yes,
that was my issue with Annie.
yes. Now I
Yeah.
will say, and I could have kept going down that path and probably ended up just like Annie. But I ended up, I guess you could say, turning into a little more of Vernice as I got older. Where I was like, oh, I can't do this. I got to figure out something.
Gotta figure out something
But yes, Annie's obsession with her mother led to her downfall.
completely.
Now, this was something I thought was interesting. Do you think Vernice went through a lesbian phase or did she just like Joette? Because I've heard some people, and I mean, a lesbian is someone who likes women. But if anybody's experienced this, please let me know. But I watched the show and I thought it was interesting. This woman fell in love with a girl. And she was like, so you're a lesbian now? She goes, no, I'm not a lesbian. I just like her. I'm not gonna say I like women. It's just something about her in particular that I like.
I
So
think, I mean, I could get like I am this dollar store, and I do mean probably more like a penny store psychologist here. Um, where I could say, with this idea, what we know about this book is both of these ladies did not have a mother. And so your relationship with women, I think is very much dominated by your relationship by your mother.
Hmm.
Some of us take that and we turn it into something. I wanted this kind of relationship, or I need this type of female connection in my life, or those type of, or I wanted just like this relationship I have with my mother. And
Right.
so I think there was something about Joette that Vernice saw. She was older, she was more worldly, she was free. One of the things Vernice was never, either one of these ladies, Vernice or Annie, are able to be is free. They are so burdened down by the unknown, the regrets of what other people have done, that they cannot be free. But Joette was this rich girl, free
Yes.
from all types of requirements, expectations, anything, because her people had money. And so she just had this way about her. And so I think it was more that she she envied or
Idealized.
maybe idolized Joette, and that
Hmm.
was the way that because she lacked the affection. Remember, she was the one that said that one of the first lines of the book where she said she was raised but never mothered by her
Yes.
aunt. And
Yes.
I was like, oh, now that's a word there. I was raised but never mothered. And so she took that ideal of affection and idealization and all of these things, and then put it in a physical love
Yes. So
for
I was
Joey.
like, I'm not gonna say she was a lesbian or even she went through a lesbian phase. I think it was just something about Joette.
But Joette was a lesbian.
Yeah, she was. She 100% was.
Yeah. And
That's
she
what
loved
made it different.
Bernice.
She did. She did. And it was very interesting. It was a little sad, I'm not gonna lie. It was a little sad, especially she came to the wedding and you had nothing to say to her. Honestly, that bothered me a little bit. You had nothing to say to this woman.
I think one of the things that this book shined a light on for me is the definition of an expectation. So Joette had expectations that she refused to deal with.
Yeah.
She was expected to marry this guy from a very well-known family to help her parents continue their lineage and help the family do this thing. And she didn't want it. I'm not living up to that expectation. Vernice, because she's trying to get away and not she's trying to get away from the destruction and drama that her parents had. Her mother was killed by her father shortly after she gave birth to Vernice.
Mm-hmm.
And no one ever understood why, they never explained to us why any of that happened. And so Vernice too is looking for a place of belonging. And so the fear of losing what she had found in this new family, the mother-in-law who treated her like a daughter, she's finally
Yes.
being mothered. And so her was her biggest fear at that time, is losing that. So she didn't know how to deal with the love that she still had for Joette, but the expectation that she was supposed to give her husband.
And see that's really tough. And even and the way the dating worked, because she from a very young age, Vernice had this, I'm gonna get married, I'm gonna have kids, and I'm gonna be a wonderful mother. That was almost her whole identity
Almost her whole identity,
was
indeed.
in marriage, mother, and living my best life.
Yep.
So yes, I can see how, and honestly, I don't even think she knew what to say to Joette.
No.
Even though she's seen it, she saw it in her nursemaid and her teacher
Yes.
who were in a relationship together. But for her, like she said, she wants kids.
And again, Joette had a certain type of freedom Vernice could not comprehend.
Yes.
She's incapable of even fathoming I could be that free person, because they could have moved somewhere else. They could have had, like, we look back now and we know that there were tons of women who made significant um beneficial things happen in society, and they were lesbians.
Mhm.
We know that now, but at that time it was secret, it was hiding, no one talked about it. But they had to be some very strong
Yes.
women. I recommend the book Women of Brewster Place. There's some very strong and creative and intuitive women, but they had to go out and stand up on their own to make these changes and not really care about society. And most of us are incapable of having that strength. That's why Joette was so magical
I'm
because she
guessing
didn't give it, she didn't care about nothing.
Joette was your favorite.
I like Joette a lot. She was not my favorite.
Oh. And we all know the answer to this. Do you think Annie was going overboard in her search for her mother? And honestly, Annie's search for her mother really irritated me when,
Irritate
and
me
I feel
too.
like they did mention this, but maybe I glazed over it. You had the address the whole time, and you going up to complete strangers talk about, I'm Annie. What's your name? Do you know me? What if you don't get my drink and get out my face?
I I feel like I think knowing my background.
Yes. So you could probably give the most to this.
I think it is I'm ashamed that I do not have a lot of empathy for Annie. I've tried it. I've sat here for, as we know, we finished this book weeks ago.
Hmm.
So we've been sitting and I've been trying to figure out like why was I so angry at Annie and her approach? Why do I have not an ounce of empathy or compassion for all of this? I think partly because I'm the type of person like rip the band-aid off. Let's just, if you're gonna deny me, if you're gonna treat me bad, if you're gonna break up with me, if you're gonna give me a F, if you're gonna fire me, just rip the band-aid off because the sooner you do it, the quicker I can get to healing,
Yeah.
whatever it is. And so I feel like that they put her obsession, troops, and I understand her obsession. You need to know where you just need, you have this burning question.
Where did I come
You won't
from?
make it up. If you don't know if your boyfriend stopped talking to you or looking at you funny or rolling your eyes and he won't communicate, you start making stuff up. It must have been I left this out. I didn't go do something. Did I forget to make an appointment? What your mama start whoever, you're gonna make it up. And your brain
Mhm.
will always worry you 10 times more. But if you, your point, you have the address, even if you were scared to go find her, you could have seen what she looked like.
Yes. Instead of going up to all these random people looking like a crazy person.
Looking like an Indeed crazy person on your job. Not just the crazy person on the street corner,
And
on
your
your job.
boyfriend's job. And your boyfriend's job. Both jobs.
You're so at that point when you become so obsessed you can't eat, sleep, or breathe at night, go get to the resolution.
You done chased a woman out on the street. Yeah. I can see why Bobo broke up with her. And I hate that that happened. I really
But
do.
I'm also mad at Bobo and I'm also mad at Baby Doll because they knew she had the address. Girl, let's go. Let's just go. Erica, grab me by the hand. What's the address? We're driving ourselves over there. Let's go.
Because you about to make me lose it.
I'm tired of hearing about it. What's the solution? We can talk about your heartbreak. I got about three good times in me. After that, what's our solution? How can we get over this? Because
And
we need to make some more drama. I have a need for new drama, not just the same old
and
drama.
then
I
the
need
new
new drama.
drama was that her mom was dead, but not dead. Sir, what were you thinking when you told this woman that her mom had died?
Okay, so then my question about that though, like I understood again, I understood him. I have no empathy for Annie, and I think that's something wrong with me. I think there's something wrong with me when it comes to this because I have no empathy for her. But I have empathy for that man because he loved his partner so much and he wanted to protect his partner's feelings so much that he was living the lie. He had told the lie to his partner. And he could not let go of that lie for nothing because he did not want to hurt his partner. And I think for me, I'm like, I want a partner that loves me that much. You're gonna live the lie. Baby, you're the
No,
most
I
beautiful
don't.
woman in the world. I don't want nobody else but you, baby, because you're the most beautiful. Live that lie, baby. Live it. Let's all live it. I'm the most beautiful woman in the world, Erica, because he said so.
No, I couldn't. Like, even
You better say yes.
no,
Yeah.
no.
Plus, He didn't owe her anything any more than any other random person.
Like,
If somebody come ask your neighbor, have you seen Erica? Do you know where Erica is? Do you want your neighbor to be like, yeah, she was just here at 9 o'clock. I saw her walking in. She not answering the door for you. Let me go knock for you. Do you want your neighbor to do that? You want your neighbor to mind their business? Because there's a
now here's
reason
the
why I'm
thing.
not engaging.
I do understand what you're saying. And then my thought was, okay, what other lie could he have told? Because the your mom's dead lie, that's an awful lie. Like I would have taken any other lie besides that one. She
But he
moved to
didn't.
Timbuktu. She was arrested and she's in jail. I
His
don't
partner
know.
is still his baby is still sitting right there. Like he had told him the lie.
I
So he's
know,
not
but
living
I'm
a lie
like,
for her. He's living a lie for his partner.
see, for me, I don't know why this person is dead lie has always been a taboo lie to me. Like that is a scary, scary lie to me because I'm like, I'm gonna tell that lie and then it's gonna happen. So that's my thing. Like
Yeah.
even at work, I'm like, I could just tell her my grandma died and I can't come to work. I'm like, no, because if my grandma actually dies,
Yeah. Yeah. Then it's your fault. You feel like you did it. Yeah,
yeah,
absolutely. But
that's all. Like you could have
but
done
remember,
something else.
this is somebody that stole from you and did you dirt. So do I give a damn if you lie?
So
I
I'm
mean, if
like,
you
okay,
died,
I
do
need a
I?
better. But yes, I've been racking my head trying to think of a better lie than she died to not hurt this person's feelings. Man,
Because anything else, her partner would have been looking for her.
yeah, so I'm like something that wouldn't require him to look for her. I don't know what, but
Maybe because said she went to jail.
that was my thought. She went to jail in Timbuktu. She did something bad in Timbuktu. They came down and got her and drove her all the way to Timbuktu, so you can't go after her.
Maybe.
But no, that lie irked me to the very end. It did. It did. Guys, if you're enjoying this, make sure you love, follow, and subscribe. We would love to have you and hear your opinions.
Yeah, give us your opinions. I like your layout this time, like the butterflies. It feels
I know,
very
right?
nice. I like it.
I try to find layouts that kind of go with the book, and I don't know why. I felt like this went with the book very well.
I like it.
All right, Annie's path versus Vernice's path. I thought the whole dynamic between Annie's path and Vernice's path was very interesting, especially Vernice's path. I don't know why. I found hers more interesting because, in case you guys don't know, I teach. I teach, and a lot of my black kids don't like to learn because they are, I'm not even going to say afraid. They have this term where they feel that them learning is them being whitewashed. Yes, this is what I was told. I
Why
know.
you want to set me off on a Sunday morning? My God, why you didn't prep me?
Sorry. And I was like, okay, but then I'm looking back at this time where these women were so desperate to be educated, so desperate to be well spoken and well mannered. And I'm like, where did that change where it's suddenly being whitewashed?
Okay. This
Go
Ooh, you just
ahead.
triggered.
I know.
Okay, I'm just gonna move past what the kids want today because that's not why we're here. But
Yes.
I will say one of the aspects, because you just hit something that just made me twinge
I knew I would.
outside of the thing. But one of the things that I think the irritants for Vernice for me, and a lot of these young ladies, which we white women have done it forever, and I guess at a certain time we were doing it too, was this idea like Vernice, I think, was looking for she went to college because she needed to learn. She wanted that opportunity.
Yes.
But then a bigger opportunity came for her, which was the husband, the Mrs. degree,
Yes.
as you will. And so then I wonder how many of us, because like to your point, her entire life, I want to get married, I want to have children,
Mhm.
be somebody's wife, these whole things. She didn't know what it was she was searching for when she went to college. She just knew it was the next step to get to be somebody that someone else would value.
Yes.
So I guess I'm wondering how much of these ladies' paths, because there was a lot going on in this book. There
There
was this
was.
saying Jim Crow, the South, the sit-ins, the fighting for freedom and equality from the Black itself standpoint. There was all these girls, some who had money, some who didn't, some
Yeah.
barely making it by, the socioeconomic aspects of it. And then there's this path of her finding what was I'm trying to remember what was his mother's job. How did she run across? Was she a teacher? How did she run across Bernice?
She was working in the chapel. Like apparently these girls were supposed to go to church every Sunday,
Okay.
and she was someone who was working in the chapel. I don't know what she did in the chapel, but she ran into her in the chapel because she was with Joette, and and she pointed out that Joette wasn't really wearing stockings.
Yes. Okay.
And then Vernice spoke to her
Took
and
an
she's like,
instant
"You know
liking to
what?
her.
I like your manners." And then she knew her the teacher who taught her, Mary
Okay.
Beth, I think that was her name.
Because they went to Spelman together.
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
And then she was like, "You know what? Come by my place for some tea. We
Let me get
need
to know
to
you.
let's get to know each other." So I found her path interesting. I felt the things that her mom said very interesting. Um, Franklin, yeah, Franklin's mom, that was his name.
Yes. Yes.
The things his mom said were very interesting, and it made me wonder if most women were taught some of the things, not all of it, some of the things now, where would they be? Because the first one that I was like interesting was the fact that Franklin was 10 years her. She was 10 years older than her, and her response was, "No, that's what you want. You want a man that's already established, not one that's getting established."
Correct.
I was like, see, with that mindset, was it really so bad that he was 10 years older?
No. No, and most of the time that again, that's how it used to be. But I think, I mean, I'll be honest. Like I look back at my life a lot now and I look at the things that I know all I can relate. I'm not a white woman, so all I can relate to is the movies, the TV shows,
Right.
the things that I'm hearing in the streets, just like everybody else. And so there are things that the white mothers, teach their daughters, particular ways to act, particular things to look for. We do not do that, and I can say
We
that
do
because
not.
nobody I know did that.
No.
We were not told to go to college to go get them early. Find somebody that they're going somewhere, they're going to be something, invest
Yes.
early. Go to socials where there's PhD students
Yes.
there. Go find you a TA. That means he's already graduated and he's going towards his master's or doctor's
Yes.
and is teaching the course. You need to, freshman lady, you need to be make sure you go into class all dolled up and looking nice. And
Yes.
be nice. Yes, ma'am, no, sir, but be very docile. There's nothing wrong with that if that's the type of life. If you want to be by yourself, you want to do your own thing, then come out here and be rowdy and be Joette. But if you're looking for a partner that you're going to help build and you guys are going to build something together, you have to be seen as someone who can be easy to work with so you can build together.
And see, I feel like that's the biggest thing, especially when you see on social media, you have these women who are like, "I want this 6 foot educated provider type of man," and excuse my language, you out here looking ratchet. And they're like, "Well, he should love me for me." Absolutely. But
You got to
it,
be something that he wants to get to know first. Like,
yes.
what we can't act like, I can't act like, sure, I'm great. I'm awesome. I'm a wonderful person. I'm the best person anybody will ever meet.
Yeah.
However, I cannot act like my size does not turn people off. And so if I'm really going to be like, I want this thing, whatever this thing is, I have to put myself in a package that's pretty that this man or person or whatever will find and want to open and get to know what's in there. Oh, I like the package.
Yes.
The package is what we all see at first.
Are you approachable first?
If you're lucky, if you're a blessed person and you go around friends, and somebody at some party will be like, man, I had the greatest conversation with Andrea. I would really like to get to know. She's not somebody I would typically approach, but meeting her at that party, that was, yeah,
Yes.
I'd like to get to know her. If you're lucky, but
Those are
generally
rare
you're
situations.
bypassing somebody and they just see you in a nice dress. Oh, sister, you look nice today. Thank you. And you're all, thank you. I like that. She smiled. She was, yeah, all of the things. We can't act like that's not a need. It's still a need. The
Because
other side of the coin is it's not on us, right? The
yes.
general thing is we are in the colleges. We are there. We are doing the things. They are not there. They are in the streets. They have decided that that is not, that they do not need to go there. And so
Yeah.
many of us settle for the men who do not go there, and we've given them this thing that we don't have requirements for them as they have requirements for us.
Yes.
When you stop giving these knuckleheads our time, tell them, I'll see you in them college streets. I'll see you at the
The
board.
benefit meeting or
Yes,
the fundraiser.
the fun rate. Yeah, get the tickets. I need you in the suits.
And if you're not, then you're just not for me.
You're not for me. Yeah,
Like we're not doing potential.
right,
Oh,
right.
he has the potential. No, we want potential.
I did too. I had potential too. That's why I used it.
But see the you want the potential, not the potential.
Right.
But then you got Annie's path, which I'm gonna segue from Annie's path. Let's talk about all the people that she was with. So she was with Baby Doll. She was with I can't remember his name because he pissed me off so much when I saw her get in that car and Baby Doll was next to him, and I was like, "Are we still gonna get in this car?"
What is
What?
his name?
See, that's how much he Clyde.
Clyde. Yeah,
Oh
Clyde
my
the Clyde
gosh,
Drexler. Yeah,
Clyde.
Clyde.
Clyde was a
Okay,
dog.
Clyde was terrible.
Clyde was a dog from beginning to the end. Okay, he was a dog
And
from
Clyde,
beginning to end.
Clyde is the perfect example of the black man. Clyde is the perfect example of the black man. You over here playing two girls, you knew you was foul, you knew you was wrong, you knew you had somebody that you were
Yes,
never going to leave. And then you didn't just finesse her out of the draws, which in and of itself is rapey, but whatever. You didn't just finesse her out of the draws. You had her thinking y'all had a future. She left her home thinking she was going to be with you. And you had your girl in the car. What was the plan?
well, they
Like
did.
you,
They actually never actually hooked up. She gave it up to Bobo.
no, I know she did, but I'm saying
Mhm.
her plan was to get in that car with him.
Yes,
They
yes,
were going to be, so you were finessing her the whole time. Like you, if you could have hit, you would have smashed and
yes.
took it, and knowing you had baby doll.
And
So I don't understand like what his thing was. And then she gets in the car and this girl, and she's like, "Wait, but that's supposed to be my."
and then you
Not only
go
her
to and then y'all
out of
end
here
up
with
at
her
this
future.
whorehouse and you rack up a bill sleeping with these women.
When I tell you, he is the example of the black man. Like I can't, for the betterment of all of our futures is based on this, and you just nasty, disgusting. Like,
It- but I will
and
say,
The fact that Bobo wasn't even like, bruh, we trying to get out of here.
what's the matter with you? Now I will say the I'm gonna segue from Annie's path. Bobo's path was interesting to me because he did not go to college, but you can tell he was somewhat well educated.
Very well educated, very smart man.
And despite not going to college, he put himself in a position for better.
Yes.
Like he ended up in the end with a college educated girl talking to this dad, making himself a musician. Like he had for me, the greatest and the most change. And I thought that was very impressive. And that's why I'm like, see, Bobo is growing and you're not. Like you said, Annie did not grow at all through this.
Not at all. Now the question is, who's to blame for that? I mean, partly Annie, obviously. Like we make our own choices and decisions.
Hmm.
But the people around her, she never surrounded herself with new people.
No.
Bernice went somewhere where she surrounded herself with people who had goals, ambition. Even if I don't know where I'm going, I cannot be the richest person in my room. I have to
No.
be in a
Ex-
room with people that have more, do more, be better than I am, because otherwise I'm thinking I'm fine, and I know for a fact I'm sitting here counting how many days before my next paycheck. I need to
And
be in a room
guys,
where
that
people are
is
like,
probably the biggest advice you can get from anybody. You should not be the best person in that room. You should not be the
period.
smartest person in that room. You should not be the
Nope,
wealthiest person in that room. I
nope,
can't tell you the number of times I ended up in dire situations, but because I was surrounded by people who knew more than me, I ended up out of those situations.
yep,
And it was
absolutely,
like, if I had never met this person, if I never put myself out there and talked to this person, this would not have happened.
absolutely,
But
absolutely. And Annie never did that.
she did not. And Bobo did.
Bobo did.
He chose to work at
And
a
to the
high-end rich hotel.
Yes, and to the point where he valued his position, the idea that he was given the opportunity to be in this room so much, he wouldn't let his relationship threaten that.
Yes.
That was the straw on the hay for him. That was what broke the back of the camel, whatever it is. Like I can't even get him out today. Like that was the thing that was the ending point for him. The moment that she threatened his livelihood, his ability to become better, that was when he knew he had to go.
And he said, I'm not fulfilled with you. I'm not fulfilled. So, and we kind of already touched on this already, which was, do you agree with the way dating works with Vernice's path? Like it seemed like these moms were finding women for their sons. It
Yeah,
wasn't
listen,
a,
I'm 40 years old, never been married, but the way that things are look and the statistics, I likely will leave this earth by myself. Well, we all go by ourselves, but you know what I mean.
yeah.
Um, I will say that I have looked at my people 1,000 times like, y'all don't know nobody? Like y'all don't have a single, like there's not a partner for me. Like y'all don't can't introduce me to anybody. Nobody knows anybody. Nobody, none of my friends, none of my family, none of my y'all don't know a single nice person. Who y'all hanging with? Maybe it's me. Maybe I'm taking that from the fact that they're saying they don't know anybody. Maybe I'm terrible and they're just like, I wouldn't hook nobody up with you.
And see, I think about that all the time. Like with you, with other people I know who are single, I'm like, how do I not know any single people? Is it because I'm married? I don't know any single people? Why don't I know any single people? But like I said, this one was different. Like these mothers are hunting for the best women for
That's
their
the way it
son.
used to be. And I don't,
So what you need to do is find some moms, some older moms who are looking for someone for their son.
unfortunately, okay, this is gonna get us canceled. Unfortunately, I at this point I don't trust the mommies because I feel like you trying to
Yeah,
pass off your
burden.
grown son. Right, right.
Pass off your burden to me.
Right. That's what I think that's the fear. I think that's the fear nowadays. What we also have to remember is that this was happening in the 60s. So this was at the very beginning of the equality opportunity. I think women were just allowed to have a checking account, white women, in the late 40s.
Hmm.
And then black women didn't get the right to vote until the 65 Civil Rights Act
Mm.
passing. And so black men had had it since the 1800s, but the black women didn't get it until the civil rights passing bill. So, I mean, and then even though we may have been considered into the 40s banking thing, I likely doubt that we were able to do it until the 60s. So, we needed the men. We had to deal with a lot of the BS in order to make it through life. I don't, yeah, that's not the case now. And so now you got to be a good person. And I don't think that mothers, as a mother of a young boy, you have to spend a lot of time explaining to them why they need to be a nice person.
Now I will say, oh, sorry, my thing's about to die. There we go. Okay, I will say that she sold her son.
She did.
She did. His only flaw is that he had polio. One of his legs is a little limpy, but he's a lawyer. He's gonna treat you right. He's making good money. He just needs a wife, and you're good. He's the sweetest man you ever meet. And I'm like, you know what? I'm here
And
for
he
it.
was handsome. He was a handsome young man. They say he was good looking.
Yeah, yeah. They said just, and then I appreciate what Franklin said. I'm gonna walk around in this car. I'm gonna open the door, and I want you to look at me as a man. Don't pay attention to my limp. And she's like, you know what? You're right. You're right. Although I feel like her standards were low. I feel like her standards were low, which she said, uh, he doesn't look like he's going to kill me. I'm like, that's kind of a low standard. That should be the norm, but I get
I
it.
mean, but you can't, again, an attorney, he was respectful, he was nice, he treated her respectful. I mean, even at the remember like the scene with the house. where he had promised her some things, and the dad was like, "Son, yeah, whatever." And then she
Yeah.
repeated, "But Mama, you said," and then she was like, "Don't be telling these
Don't
men
put
what I'm telling you."
don't put me in this.
Right, right. So she has to learn that there's a time and place for all things, and
Yes.
all of that. You fight for what you think you can get, but you sometimes you got to settle, negotiate, compromise, kind of thing.
Yeah.
But it was not out of disrespect, and I think the fear for me was that I thought he was going to like there was going to
Smack
be a
her.
scene where he hit her or something. Like I just
No.
was cringy. I was like,
I was too. I was like, oh no.
oh
Oh no,
no.
oh no. I was too.
But he didn't. He just was like, this is the first. We're gonna,
Oh,
you
I
know,
just we got 60 seconds.
oh, that's it.
Yes.
Oh, this ending. Go ahead. Go ahead. Let her rip.
Okay, the ending was terrible. Annie died at the end. They did not tell us anything of what happened with Miss Vernice. Did she ever have kids? Did it ever work out? We don't know if Annie got buried. It was it was a mess. The ending was a mess.
The ending did leave a lot to be desired. I still I think they did it because it left the questions. We get to leave it open. Maybe it's the opening for a second book. We'll see.
We'll see. I gave the book a 3.
I gave it a 4.
Okay. I gave it a 3. This is our next book, Call Me Anytime, a romantic suspense novel about a virgin sex phone operator, Hannah, who gets entangled with Detective Dominic while he investigates a murder connected to a hotline.